All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and peace to everyone joining me on this program. This is the Fountain of Israel's Bible Studies program, and as always, it's an honor for me to stand before you on the Lord's holy Sabbath day. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give part 2 to a lesson called Tread Lightly. So this is Tread Lightly, part 2. Now, before I get started, I just want to say thank you for all you guys giving me your feedback. I released a video after that lesson, soliciting your feedback. I wanted to get your feedback. Now, but there's a couple things, a little bit of house cleaning that I want to do. I don't know if it's the way I phrased it, but I was saying that I was just trying something a little bit different. It was kind of a test lesson, right? And because that lesson, if you didn't watch part 1, it's called Tread Lightly, 2022 actually. And I tried some new elements, right? I tried to, put some little memes in there. Some of them have audio, some of them does not. Then I started putting little clips in there, things like that, because it was more of a lighter message, I should say. It wasn't one of those hellfire and brimstone, gloom and doom type lessons. So I said, you know what, let me try just to see what type of feedback that I would get. But some people misconstrued it and thought that maybe I was going to completely change up everything that I'm teaching. They thought maybe I wasn't going to be teaching the true word of God. Let me assure you, family, I would not sacrifice the word of God. I would not stop teaching it. What I was saying was that, are these extra elements, okay, is that something that you're okay with, something that you don't? Now, if you guys go back and look at the comments yourself, you would see that it was kind of a mixed bag. Some people are okay with it, some people are not. Some people thought just because I was familiar with a lot of pop nomenclature, a lot of references and things like that, I was going to present all my lessons that way. No, it's not that I was going to present all lessons that way. Not all lessons and topics are a laughing matter. Okay, I think we can both agree on that, or we could all agree on that. I wouldn't sacrifice that or sacrifice the integrity of the scriptures, right? But where it is allowed, I should say, to where we can, I guess, quote unquote, lighten up a little bit, even though overall it's a very, very serious matter. I mean, obviously our salvation is very, very serious, but there's no sin against having a little bit of humor. But let me also add, before we get started with the second part, is that I'm never going to sacrifice the word of the Most High. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to keep delivering to you guys exactly what thus says Yah. Thus says the scriptures. I'm never going to get away from that, okay? Otherwise, I just won't teach at all, okay? But that's all. I just wanted to add some of those elements. So what I'm going to do this lesson, I'm going to dial it way back. Maybe a little here and there, whatever, but it won't have a whole lot of bells and whistles and things like that, right? So I think we have to come to some sort of happy medium, okay? So I just wanted to kind of test it out, see what happens, and hey, it was mixed, no big deal. I got thick skin, I'm okay, I'm not offended or anything like that, because like I said, you guys can see for yourself, some people were perfectly fine with it. They're like, great, it's good. Some people say, hey, that's not you, it doesn't fit your personality or persona. I'm okay with that too, okay? So no big deal. But if we sprinkle a little here and there, okay, no big deal. But I'll dial it back for this one, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get into Tread Lightly part 2, just so we can get some more of the examples of when we want something. When we want something, or we scheme for something, or we plan for something, we plot for something, and you may not always want the results, okay? With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start. If you guys notice, in the description box, I had Numbers 12 because that was supposed to be at the end of part 1. But of course, I try to keep with this idea of keeping my lessons about an hour. And again, that's just a differentiator. That's it. I mean, guys, some of the channels that you guys watch, I watch as well. Some of their lessons are 2 and 3 hours long. Mine is an hour. It's just a little differentiation. And besides, you're going to watch them anyway. So, hey, mine's an hour. You go watch another 2-3 hours. There's enough channels out there to where you and I can fill our entire Sabbath with nothing but lessons on top of lessons on top of lessons. And I've also put out there, if you guys wanted me to go any longer, now the feedback on that was they say, hey, no, an hour is good. Now, if you went longer, I'd watch more of it, but an hour is good. So I appreciate that as well. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into Numbers 12, if you will. Numbers chapter 12. And again, I do this for the glory of the Most High. So we keep that going. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do Numbers 12. And let me see, I think I'm going to read pretty much all of it. Yeah, I think we're going to read all of Numbers 12, if you will. Okay, so number 12, it says this. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. Remember, she's not Hebrew, okay? She is not Hebrew. I remember I had a debate with a guy, and he was talking about, you can't marry outside your culture and everything. And obviously, Moses didn't get the memo, but that's another lesson, guys. That's another lesson. I'm just saying, I'm like, okay, right here, the lawgiver married an Ethiopian woman when he had another wife, okay, never mind. Different lesson. Verse 2, and they had the Lord, and they said, had the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? Didn't that sound a little bit like in our lesson with Korah and stuff? Has the Lord only spoken by Moses? Hadn't he also spoken by us? Have you guys caught that, right? And the Lord heard it. Uh-oh. Verse 3. Now the man Moses was very meek and above all men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam. Come out, ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in a pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. Hold up. Okay, look what's happening. He called Aaron and Miriam. Okay? So they're the ones who had an issue with Moses. Hey, man, you got a lot of nerves marrying this Ethiopian woman. See, she's not Hebrew. Marrying this Ethiopian woman, marrying this Hamite. How could you? How dare you? Right? They're all in his face. Enough so to the point where the Most High is upset. So he said, you know what? All three of y'all, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me talk to you for a second, right? They came out. And in verse 6, it says, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold, meaning he's going to see me. Wherefore, then, were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? He asked him a question. So how come you were not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? I talked to him face to face, even apparently, and plain speech. I talked to him in plain speech, not dark visions and all similar. No, he can see me, not you, not you. Verse 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, or take a look, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Can you imagine this? Okay? This is a dark Hebrew woman, and she pretty much, as you can imagine, turned albino. Okay? She turned white. She turned albino. Okay? White, lepers as snow. Albinos are lepers as snow, right? Because she had an issue. She thought it was all good. Thought it was, no big deal to get in Moses' face and say, how could you marry this Ethiopian woman? Right? How could you do that? You have no right to do that, right? Watch yourself. Watch yourself. And see, and you know what? And one of the things I bring this story up because we have people out there, both male and female, okay, Hebrews and Shebrews. They say that they do the same thing today. They get beside themselves, meaning they condemn something that the Most High hasn't condemned, okay? Or they call something sin or say something is not right that the Most High did not say it was wrong. You see what I'm saying? So they stand in the they stand in the gap and they say, hey, I am the arbiter of the truth. I am the end all be all. I don't like this. I think this is wrong. Be careful. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. If the Most High didn't say anything about it, if he's not saying something about it, calling it sin. We see a punishment or something, see a judgment against it, something. You gotta have something. Then it doesn't give us the right to step up and do that. It doesn't give us the right to step up and be like, okay, well, I don't like it. This is how I feel personally. Yeah, you and I, we don't have the keys to that. We don't have the keys. We don't have access to the kingdom like that. All we can do, we can teach the word. We can show the way, but we can't grant access. Okay, that's all I can show the way, but that's it. That's all I can do. And 10. Okay, no, we read 10. So 11. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned. You sin speaking against the Most High's anointed. Even if it's something you don't like. How about sit all the way down and shut all the way up? Even if you don't like something. Even if you don't like it, it doesn't sit right in your spirit. Look, remember, we got to give an account for every idle word, right? So even if something you don't like, you disagree with, sit all the way down, shut all the way up. At least you won't have to give an account for something you didn't say. Okay? Like, I felt this way. Look, I didn't say nothing, though. At least err on the side of caution. I'm just trying to help you out here. I'm just trying to help you out. Even if it's something you don't like, I'm just trying to help you out. Okay? Don't be high-minded. Don't be haughty. Okay? Don't be some arrogant moose knuckle who can't hold their tongue. It'll get you in trouble. So let's go ahead and take a look here. And 12, he said, let her not be as one dead, right? So she looked dead like a zombie, right? It's just as one dead, like she's already dead. Of whom the flesh is half consumed when he coming out of his mother's womb. You know how the baby come out, they look pretty pale. Babies, regardless of the race, they look kind of pale when they're first born, right? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. This guy, now they come getting in his face, giving him a problem. You see, that's why I don't ever say anything against Moses. That's why I don't do that. He'd be like, hey, blot my name out of the book. Don't kill her. I don't think I can do that. I really don't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think I can do that. Blot me out of the book for everybody else and stuff like that. And then they come in his face. How could you marry this Ethiopian woman? Who do you think you are? The Lord, he talks to us just like he talks to you. He talks to us too. He's not just with you, he's with us. And still at this right here, he go, and Moses cried in verse 13, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. Right? And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had put spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? So if her father spit in her face, it's shame. That's one thing that we don't got much of in today's society. We don't have much shame. But he said, yeah, she gonna, she got to be ashamed 7 days. And what he said, let her be shut out from the camp 7 days. And after that, let her be received in again. So let her outside the camp. She's going to have to live outside the camp for 7 days. Okay. Go get her a motel 6, Super 8 or something like that. Let her go stay over there. She's out of the house for a little while. Let her be ashamed. She should never step to you like that, Moses. But no, we got some pretty haughty and proud people today, right? 15. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. So are we starting to get it? We get this? You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. See, Miriam, hey, she lifted up her voice against Moses. She thought, hey, Most High, he talked to us too. He don't just talk to Moses. Oh, Moses, by the way, why are you marrying this Ethiopian woman? Why is she here? Who does she think she is? And being termed leprous was pretty bad. Okay? Now we know there's two different forms of leprosy. That's another lesson. But this one is the one where your skin turns white and not the one that's sore and with a bunch of sores and wounds, open sores, wounds, and the smell and all this other stuff. Not that. Okay, it's not that. But it's the one you turn white. Still don't like it. You see? Still a bad thing. It's a bad sign. Aaron, he was flipping out, And Moshe, he's like, hey, Lord, please, heal her, turn her back, and Most High was like, nah, it's gonna be 7 days. Just put her out. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna be here another week, guys, so strap in, because we're gonna have to sit for a while. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's go to 1 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings. Okay? And when we get to 1 Kings, we are gonna go, let's see here. First Kings 22. Okay. 1 Kings 22. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. 1 Kings 22 and verse 1. And let's take a look at this. Another one. Tread lightly. All right. 22 and starting at verse 1. It says, and they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said unto his servants, know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Assyria. So he's asking a question. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. Hey, what's mine is yours. I'm with you, basically, right? And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? Should I stay or should I go now? Right? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. Okay? So you would think, hey, there you go. 400 prophets did it. Hey, we good, right? But Jehoshaphat, he got a little sense. He got a little something. He's a thinker. Verse 7, and Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord's besides, that we might inquire of him? Is there another one besides the ones that are here that we can ask him what he thinks? Right? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him. but I hate him. He never tells me anything good. He never tells me anything I want to hear, right? But I hate him. For he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. He's like, come on.
Come on now.
Come on, man. Don't say that. Don't say that. Let's just hear what the man got to say. Let's just hear him out, right? King of Israel is like, no, I don't like this guy, this dude. So anyway, verse 9. And the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither Micaiah, the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets and prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah, had made him horns of iron and said, thus said the Lord, with these shall thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand. So they gaslighting them. They're just, hey, go ahead and go. It's going to be okay. You guys going to win. You already got the victory. The victory is yours, right? That's what victory is yours. You good. It's all right. And a messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold now, the words of the prophet declare good unto the king with one mouth. And let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. He said, all right, the king want to see you, Micaiah. Come on over here, the king want to see you. But all the prophets already spoke to him, and they're saying nothing but good things. They saying that everything's gonna be fine. They're gonna have victory if they go up to Ramoth Gilead. We're good. Please just tell them what they wanted. I pray your words are good too. I hope what you say is good, just like what they said. I hope everything is cool, right? And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord say unto me, that will I speak. Amen. 15. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king, right? So, wait a minute. Wait. King's like, what? Wait. See, something sounded weird in his ears. He's like, wait a minute. This guy never tells me anything good. He don't tell me anything I want to hear. What's going on? So he just gonna just real easy just be like, what? Go ahead and go. You're gonna be all right. Lord's with you. Go ahead. Now we all know that Micaiah just told him what he wanted to hear. Okay, well, I just tell you what you want to hear. Whatever, right? And the king of Israel, he knew this. He knew something was wrong. He's like, yeah, that don't sound right. This guy never tells me anything I want to hear. Okay, so. So he went over there and he said, go ahead and go. It's cool. 16. And the king said unto him, how many times have I adjured thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord? How many times, man? Just tell me the truth. Always just tell me the truth. Now, he don't like the truth. He don't like it, but he do want to hear it. I'll give him that. Okay? But Micaiah, he's going to do what he want to do anyway. Okay? There's truth in the Lord. 17. And he said, I saw, okay, it's Micaiah. And I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me but evil? Didn't I tell you this dude? Didn't I tell you this dude wasn't going to say anything good? I told you, Jehoshaphat, man. I'm telling you this dude. He got nothing good to say to me. There's nothing good coming out of this man's mouth, even though it's the truth. And that's the issue with a lot of us, right? Sometimes the truth comes in and we don't want to hear it. I said in lessons past, I say the truth sounds like hate to people who hate the truth. And the king of Israel, in this instance, he hate the truth. But we all know he's going to want to go and do what he wants to do, right? We already know what's going to happen. He's going to want to go do what he wants to do. So let's take a look. Now, Micaiah said, don't go. Everyone's going to be scattered. It's not going to be good. It's not going to end well, basically, that vision, okay? All the sheep scattered with no master, right? No shepherd. Okay, 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So these are the angels. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead, as one said on this manner, and another said on that manner? Okay. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So Micaiah is telling you, look, man, I saw this in heaven. They took counsel. And they said they're gonna persuade your wicked behind. Okay, well, actually tell you all your prophets, your wicked behind to tell you everything is cool. Everything is cool. Don't worry about it, king. The Lord's with you. Okay, and he said a lying spirit, so that's a lie right there. Because this obviously, brothers and sisters, this is a wicked king, okay? This particular, I'm not talking about Jehoshaphat, but the king of Israel at the time. I'm talking about this guy. Obviously, he's wicked, okay? So they'll tell this ashy nugget whatever he wants to hear to go ahead, because he wants to do it anyway. He wants to do it anyway. He asked for the truth. He got the truth. He didn't like it. Okay. So, and it says, let's see here. Wanted the matter and persuade him. And they did that. And he said, go ahead and go for it. And they did so. And 23. Now, therefore, behold, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets. And the Lord has spoken evil concerning thee. See, he passed the judgment. He said, this is it. So the spirit, a lying spirit, is in the mouth of all those prophets that told them to go on up, go have this battle. Go ahead. Go ahead and fight. It's cool. You're going to win. No, they're not. This is just a judgment that the Most High said, you know what? This is how this guy's going to die. He's going to die in battle. Everything else is just details. Everything else is just details, guys. Don't get all confused. Everything else is just details. A judgment was already passed on this particular king, and everything else is just how it's done is just details. Okay? And it says, but Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah, went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek and said, which way went the Spirit of the Lord from me to speak unto thee? Okay? He said, so did the Spirit tell me to do that to you? He want to come up and smack him a little bit, smack him around. Oh, okay. You want to hit Micaiah all up in the face, me, because you think you did something. Now you think you did something because you think Micaiah said something wrong to the king. Okay. All right. 25. And Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back unto Amon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, thus said the king, put this fellow in the prison and feed him with bread of affliction, okay, some rotten, moldy bread, might as well be penicillin, and with water of affliction until I come in peace. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, the Lord has not spoken by me. And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you. All y'all listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to prison. That's cool. But you're not coming back in peace. You're not coming back at all. As a matter of fact, if you come back in any peace, if you come back, the Most High hadn't spoken to me. You ain't gonna make it home tonight, brother. It's that simple. You're not making it home. That's what he's trying to tell you. He said, all y'all listen to this. He ain't making it home. If he come back, the Lord's not speaking to me. I'm not a prophet. He not talking through me. If he make it back, he not talking to me. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. They did what they wanted to do, right? Okay. Truth sounds like hate to people who hate the truth. 30. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself, thought he was going to get around, and enter into the battle. But put thou on thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. But the king of Syria commanded his 32 captains that had rule over his chariots, saying, fight neither with great nor with small nor great, save only with the king of Israel. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, that they said, surely it is the king of Israel. And they turned aside to fight against him. And Jehoshaphat cried out. And it came to pass, when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the king of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. Okay, so he's like, whoa, I'm not the king of Israel. Okay. So he's like, okay, we got the wrong guy. And a certain man drew a bow at a venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of his harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariots, turn thy hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. Okay. And the battle increased that day, and the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians and died at even. And the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot. Brothers and sisters, he disguised himself. Okay. He went anyway, right? He went anyway. You guys saw that. He went anyway against what Micaiah said. And he even said it came from the Most High. Even said all your prophets are lying to you. They even promised that take him back to the city, tell the governor of the city to lock him in ward until I come back in peace. And he told him, look, bro, you not coming. You're not making it home. You're not going to do it. But he went anyway. And then he disguised himself. Okay. He disguised himself and thought that was going to do the trick. And then that did not do the trick. And then an archer drew back his bow and shot it, and it hit the intended target. When the Most High wants you out of here, you out of here. And he thought he thought the disguise and all that, he thought he was going to be slick. He thought that was going to save him.
He got away with it, but he ain't get away with it.
He should have treaded lightly. So let's go ahead and finish up. And 36, we're going to read 36 and 37 and finish up. And there went a proclamation throughout the host about the going down of the sun, saying, every man to his city and every man to his own country. That's sheep scattered right there. and 37. So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria. Should have tread lightly. Should have tread lightly. Sorry, bro. Let's go to First chapter 18. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 18. All right, so we're going to go 1 Kings chapter 18. And then we're going to start, let's see here. We're going to start over in verse 20. Okay? We're going to start in verse 20. Chapter 18 of 1 Kings, verse 20. Let's take a look at this. It says, So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together at Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. So they didn't say nothing, just crickets. He told them, what's it going to be? You're going to follow the Most High Yah of Israel, thy Elohim of Israel, or are you going to follow this other dude, this other God? And they said nothing, right? 22. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal's prophet are 450 men. You get that number? 450 men. 400. I'm the only one that's for the Elohim. Okay? I'm the only one. 23. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it into pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Elohim of Yah, right? And the God that answereth by fire, let him be God. Let him be the true and living. Let him, whoever answers by fire, we're gonna set this up, bullock and water and all that. We ain't gonna put no fire under it. Okay, and then the proof, the test, the litmus test would be the God that answers by fire, who accepts his sacrifice by fire, right? Let that be the true and living God. Fair enough, right? And it's 450 against 1, right? 450 against 1. Okay, let's see what they say. Okay, and he says what? Let him be God. And let me finish up with 24. And he says, and all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. They said, that sounds good. That's a good deal. That's cool. We can rock with that. 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many. And call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under it. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon. Okay, so morning until noon. Okay, can we give it 5-6 hours right there? 6 in the morning till noon, right? Okay, so morning until noon, right? Even until noon, saying, "Oh Baal, hear us!" But there was no voice nor any that answered. Okay, for 5 or 6 hours, people, of constantly calling. Wow, okay. Now I said, but there's no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altars which was made. They jumping up and down, they frothing, they You remember, I come from the charismatic church, okay? So if people get sensitive, you get sensitive. Sorry, but hey, sorry, not sorry. But they, they jumping around and frothing, and they're trying to get Baal, right? They're trying to get it going. Right? And to what 27, and it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is on a journey, or peradventure he's sleeping and must be awakened. So we got Elijah trolling. He mocking them. He messing with them. Is it cry louder? You know, maybe he's away. Maybe he's talking. Maybe he's Snapchatting or on Zoom call. Maybe something's going on. Maybe he's a little busy. Okay. He's talking or he's pursuing. Maybe he's going somewhere. He's running. He might be at the gym or something. I don't know. Okay. Or he is in a journey, right? Or he's on a journey. He's riding. He's on, I-10 or something. I don't know. Or peradventure he sleep. Maybe he sleep. Maybe he sleep. Now remember, they're looking for hours. He's looking for hours. Look how long y'all waiting for a fire to come on this altar. Are we getting this? This is hours, okay? 4, 5, 6 hours. Okay, waiting. Then when noon come around, you're like, hey, y'all gotta cry louder or something. He probably don't hear y'all. What's going on? So my man Elijah, he just kind of kicking back. Are we done? Or y'all done? What's going on? What's happening? We finished? Is there anything else? So they going crazy. And they cried aloud, 28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances until the blood gushed out upon them. So they really trying to get it. Okay, hey, you can pick on the charismatics all you want, but they didn't cut themselves. Okay, at least I didn't see that. They didn't cut themselves. These guys, they start cutting themselves and lashing themselves. Self-inflicting. You see that? Doing a whole lot of self-harm, crying out, oh, babe, just going crazy. Okay, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass when midday was past. So they passed that now. And they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. No God heard them. So they did all day. Elijah was doing a whole lot of Sudoku at this time, waiting for them to get something. For something to happen. He's doing Farmville, something. Playing bingo. Because this is not happening. It's from morning out, and now it's evening time. It's ready for the other sacrifice. All day. 30. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken, because they were jumping all on it and cutting themselves and screaming and hollering and crying out loud, trying to get him to come on, pick up the phone, please pick up the phone, say something, send a spark, something down here, okay, serving a dead idol god. Okay, so let's put all this back together, guys. Let's just come on. All right, let's fix this altar back up. Okay, so he go ahead and put it all back together. 31. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. So he said, do it again. And they did it a second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third. So put water all over it again. Fill it up. Put the water. Drench it. I want it to be soaked. Put it soaked. He did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and it filled the trench also with water. So all around the altar, okay? All right, it's like a little moat all the way around the altar, okay? All the way around, that water all over. It's all soaking wet and water running all of that, right? 36. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, that thou art Yah in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. You told me to do it, I'm going to do it. In 37, hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, or thou art the Elohim, and that thou has turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stone and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and they said, the El, he is Yah. The Lord, he is God. Okay? Yahweh, he is the El. Right? 40. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon and slew them there. Took them down to the brook of Kishon and slew them there. It sounds like they were messing with the wrong one. I mean, what? They didn't tread lightly. Serving the wrong God. So it does matter which God. It does matter which El you serve. Is it the Elohim of Isaac, Jacob, Abraham? Is it? Or is it some God that you make up in your mind? Some sleeping dead God? Because these people were serving a sleeping dead God and got unalive for it. These guys served another and believed in this other God, and got deleted for it. Whom are you gonna serve, Israel? That should be easy. Whom are you gonna serve? So tread lightly. They didn't. Should we? Okay. Let's go to our last story here. We are going to go to, let's see here, Daniel 6. Daniel chapter 6. And we will, when I get there, we'll pick it up at 1 when I get there. Daniel 6. Let's see, where are we? Daniel 6. Okay. And when we get to Daniel 6, I'm going to start in verse 1. The Bible says, it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first. 3 presidents, Daniel's number 1. That the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because of an excellent spirit was found in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. This guy was head dude in charge. This dude was Daniel was the boss at the time. Okay, he was second only to the king. Okay, second only to Darius. Okay, verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, forasmuch as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So, you know what, as a quick aside, we have some brothers out, that you could almost say they're like zealots at this point. And they so despise America that they call Babylon. They so despise America, or the place that they're in, so much that they want to basically rebel and revolt and just like, this is no good, that's no good, we should have no league with them, no this and no that, da, da, da. This right here, Darius right here, I think this was when the I'm sorry. Anyway, Babylon, Medo-Persia, stuff like that. I think Darius was after Nebuchadnezzar or whatever, right? But here's my point. This was in a time of my point is a time of captivity. Okay? This is a time of captivity. And Daniel has a high position, the second highest position in the kingdom, getting along just fine. found favor, and the Lord was with him, was he not? And you have a lot of people who want to rebel. Am I saying, oh, America's the best country in the world and this and that? I mean, yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. Has pros and cons. It's okay. But what I'm saying is that if at all possible, we should live peaceably with all men. As it said, it also says in the New Testament, okay, where that captivity, okay, what Jeremiah, that captivity say, go build houses, take your wives, okay, have sons and daughters. Get your sons some wives and get your daughters some husbands and plant gardens and all that. You're going to be there for a while. So what I'm saying is that life is already hard being an Israelite. Don't make it harder. Don't make it harder. If at all you can get along and still be faithful, then just do that. Verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of God, or against his religion. See, he did whatever the kingdom, whatever this captivity. Okay, he said, okay, I'll go by their laws, but I'm still gonna obey my Yah. I'm still gonna obey my Yah. Okay, we ought to obey Yah rather than man. That's when that comes in, right? If it violates your conscience, then of course you go with Yah. Okay, I'm telling you. Let me say loud and clear. I don't care what country you in. If Yah be he be your Elohim, then you follow him. Okay, so let me just say that very clear. You follow him. But if you can live peaceably, then do that. It's hard enough. You don't have to make like harder. It's hard already. Okay, it's hard already. Verse 6. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and do some gaslighting. Okay. 7. And all the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whatsoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of the king, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Okay, so again, they gaslight him, this strokes his ego. He said, hey, you know what, for 30 days it's all about you, king. Don't ask a king, don't ask a god for nothing, don't ask any other king for nothing, don't ask us for nothing, don't ask nothing. They just ask you. That's it. Don't serve no gods or nothing like that, or else they get thrown in the lion's den. So the king's like, oh, okay. Now he didn't consider the implications. He wasn't thinking about Daniel at the time. Okay, let's keep that in mind. 9. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians. Okay, it's the Medo-Persian as they took it over, when they took over from Nebuchadnezzar, which was Babylon. Okay. All right, the Medes and the Persian, which altered not. Wherefore, King Darius signed the writing and the decree. 10. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem. So this is what this is where people get facing Jerusalem when they pray. Okay, but that's a quick aside. So if you want to face the east, you're not just facing the east just because it's east. Because if you're on the east side of Jerusalem, you will face the west to face Jerusalem. All right, so it's not just that. The point is to face Jerusalem. You don't have to, but hey, a lot of people like to hedge their bet and kind of give some strength to their prayers. Okay, that's just a little learning something on the way of learning something. Okay, and it's just following an example. I'm not saying it's Torah law. Relax. And it says, opened his window, his chamber towards Jerusalem. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. I was actually speaking to someone about prayer, and they were wondering, how often should I pray? Or, I'm like, as often as it takes. And they say, sometimes I don't know what to say or ask for. I say, every time you pray, it's not about asking. Sometimes it's just thanking, right? So let's just keep that in mind. Learning something on the way of learning something. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplications before his God. Do you see how haters be watching? Look at him looking. Look at him creeping, looking around corners. Creeping in the dark, looking at you, can't mind their own business. You see people that can't mind their own business, looking for you. It's like, what's he doing? Look, waiting for him to do something. Waiting for you. It's like the Pharisees, they're seeing, Yeshua and his disciples in a cornfield or something. You know how tall corn grows? Looking around, just trying to spy out, trying to hawking, just hawking. Sad. Just sad. Boy, these butter muffins, they know no bounds at all. They want to get you in trouble. They looking for it. They looking for it. Smelling like koala ankles. Look at verse 12. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altered not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regarded not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. He's doing it 3 times a day. See, that tell you how long they've been watching, right? They've been watching. Look at them looking. They've been watching. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Now you notice he was kind of disappointed because remember when he made this law, he didn't even think about Daniel. He didn't even consider the implications. He wasn't thinking about it at that time. That's why he's like, oh, Daniel. Oh, that's my dude. That's my dude, man. But you don't want to revolt. You got to stick to the law that you decreed, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here. He said, 16, then the king commanded that they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And the stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. All due respect. My God has sent his angel and has shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. Forasmuch as before him innocency was found in me, and also therefore thee, and before thee, king. O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. That should be a hallelujah, guys. That's a hallelujah right there, right? Even though we know the story. And then he said over 24. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Whoever came at the bottom of that den, and them lions, they just had a buffet. They just had a buffet. See, that's the thing. Trying to get somebody else caught up. So they plot, they scheme, they plan, they conspired, went up to the king, kind of gaslight him, kind of stroke his ego a little bit. Oh, king, next 30 days, nobody pray to any other god, nobody ask any other man, except you for 30 days. It's all about you. You go, king. Because they're trying to get Daniel caught up. And they almost got away with it.
He got away with it. But he ain't get away with it.
But the Most High had another plan. The Most High had a completely different plan. They obviously did not tread lightly. Trying to get somebody caught up. But I can tell you this. I can tell you this, brothers and sisters. There are a number of other stories, right? I can probably bring up an example of maybe a book of Esther with Haman and he trying to get Mordecai caught up. Wanted to get all of Israel annihilated. Read the book of Esther. Wanted to get all of Israel annihilated. Made the gallows, okay? Made guillotines and the gallows. You're hanging people, all that other stuff. I don't know if it was the gallows, the hang 'em, or it was like a guillotine. One of the two. Read the story. That's a homework assignment. Find out how he was trying to get. But we do know this, that it was turned around because Queen Esther, okay, thank Yah for our queen. You go Israel. That's a real queen. It's not what people call queens today. No, that was a real queen, Esther. So she turned it around. He's like, she go to her husband. She petitioned her husband, hey, queen, king. Let me just ask you a question, and he's like, you ask me anything, okay? It's cool, even half the kingdom if you want. He's like, just save my people, okay? Your man want to kill my uncle, and then you want to kill all my people and all, and all that. And then of course he was caught in a compromising, peculiar space or whatever. Go read the story. And so the queen saved her people, saved her uncle, saved her people, and then all that, it was turned on him, on Haman. It was turned on him. Didn't tread lightly, because you just hate somebody so bad. You want to get them caught up, get them killed. So bad. He almost got away with it, but he didn't. I bet you guys thought a clip was going to come after that one, didn't you? Okay. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish it there. I hope you guys been edified. It's very important for us to tread lightly. Don't feel so passionate about something and you're not quite sure. Don't want something so bad and you're not quite sure and you don't consider the implications. As I said in the beginning, I'll say now. You may get what you want, but you might not want what you get. Tread lightly. I hope somebody's been edified in this. Until next time, search the scriptures, improve all things. Shalom, Israel.